Hello, South Lebanon families. Welcome to South Lebanon Elementary School. I want to start today by introducing some staff members and talking about some exciting things that are happening in the life of our school. So the first thing I want to do is talk about some contact information. If you should need to get in touch with anyone in the office, you have me, Mr. Brown, and I have the phone number for the school here. You can reach me through email. Mrs. Emmerich is the principal secretary. Mrs. Burkheiser is building secretary, and Mrs. Mary Jean Donnelly is our building aide. And you'll find all of these folks in our front office. They are very friendly and willing to help you. And should you need anything, please give us a call. And also, one thing to note: please make sure that you follow us on social media. If you're a Twitter user, you can find us at @SLebFalcons. If you're an Instagram user, you can find us at @5thAvFalcons. You can also search the hashtag 5thAvFalcons, where we will post events that are going on in our school and fun photos of things happening around our school. We think it's really important to tell our story of what's going on in our school to keep you informed. So this social media is a great way for you to follow us and see what's going on in the life of South Lebanon Elementary School. Next thing I want to do is introduce our staff. And the picture on the slideshow is not very good, but you can see this same bulletin board in our lobby. So please stop by and check it out so you can get a picture of all of our staff and see who's who at South Lebanon Elementary School. We have some new staff here at South Lebanon as well, and I'd like to introduce Mrs. Jensen, our new 4th grade teacher. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Serba, our 2nd grade teacher. She's filling in for Mr. Rugg for the year. Mrs. Hutchinson is a short-term substitute. She's here for Mrs. Geezy, and she's also going to fill in for Mrs. Horst when Mrs. Horst goes out on her maternity leave. And we'd like to welcome Mr. Davis, our new learning facilitator, here in the front office as well. And you'll have an opportunity to meet Mr. Davis later on this evening. I want to talk to you a little bit about the vision of South Lebanon Elementary School and where this came from. So over the summer, a group of our dedicated teachers got together with me, and we started talking about what we truly wanted to see as a vision for South Lebanon Elementary School. So what we came up with is as follows. Our vision for South Lebanon Elementary School is to provide a safe environment where students are empowered to become leaders and embrace challenges to reach their individual goals. We felt like this vision statement was something that was really important to us, and we felt like it was something that really spoke to what we want to see our school achieve. When we began creating the vision statement, we sought out, I gave the staff, our group, a few questions. And the questions were, as a new teacher in the school, what would you like to see? What's the message you'd like to see in our school? I also talked to our group, and I said, as a parent coming into the school, what is it that you would like to see coming into the school to know that your child is going to be educated and well taken care of? And then finally, I asked the most important question, as a student, what would you like to hear as you come into our school that would make you feel safe and supported and ready to learn? So through those 3 questions, our team developed this vision statement, and it's something we're really proud of, and you're going to hear us talk about this a lot throughout the school year. I also want to talk about some areas of focus. I had a team of teachers come in, and through surveys of the staff, we looked at some areas we want to focus on for the 1920 school year. One of the things that is near and dear to my heart and something that I'm really excited about are some opportunities for student leadership in our school. Our students are going to be able to take some opportunities to be peer mediators. We've already got those selected. Those students were actually selected last year. And those students are going to learn how to facilitate a discussion between students and to de-escalate some minor situations that might occur on the playground. And just be great leaders for us. We've got some other great ideas for student leadership in our school, and through some committees and teams, we'll be putting that together and introducing those throughout the year. So we're really excited about our student leadership opportunities for kids. We also wanted to focus this year on student expectations and positive reinforcement. Your teachers will talk to you, and your students have probably already talked to you about SOAR. I've also put that in our newsletter that I sent out at the beginning of the year. And our SOAR expectations are as follows. The S in SOAR stands for Strive for Success. The O stands for Own Your Actions. The A stands for Accept Others. And the R stands for Respect People and Property. We feel that those are core values for our school, and we feel as though those types of things are what are going to make our students successful. So those are the things we're going to be supporting throughout the year, and many of the expected behaviors in a school fall under our categories in SOAR. So we're really excited about the SOAR program. If you want to learn more about SOAR, come on out and join Mr. Davis and I in the LGI this evening at some designated times that I'll share with you shortly. Along with our SOAR program, I want to talk to you about how we're going to be monitoring our SOAR program. In the past, we've at South Lebanon, we've honored our Gold and Silver Falcons, and we're still going to do that, but we're changing the format a little bit. So our Gold and Silver Falcons, instead of being honored monthly, are going to be honored by the quarter. And we also talked about some criteria. We developed some criteria about what it's going to take to be a Gold or a Silver Falcon. And so to be a Gold or Silver Falcon, we are going to have our students, for a Silver Falcon, achieve 80% or more positive days in school for a set period of time. And then for our Gold Falcons, our students have to achieve 90% or better of positive days in our school. And, you know, some of you might be thinking, well, why not 100%? Well, one of the things that we really focus on with kids is we want to make sure that our students know that it's okay to make mistakes, but we also want to encourage our kids to learn from mistakes. Now, that's not saying we want our kids to misbehave, but we want our kids to be able to take some risks academically and be able to learn from the mistakes that they make. And we also want to make sure that our kids are learning social skills and learning what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And if they do make a mistake, we want to still honor that mistake without punishing students so severely that they are unable to recover from that mistake and by losing a reward. So speaking of rewards, the Gold and Silver Falcons are just one part of this. Your teachers are going to talk to you this evening about a program called Class Dojo. Many of you may have received some invitations via email for Class Dojo. These invitations were sent out based on the information that we had in our Skyward, and your teachers may have sent some things out too. If you haven't heard anything from your teachers, I'm sure that you'll be hearing from them soon. And again, they're going to talk about Class Dojo a little bit this evening. But Class Dojo is how we're going to be tracking behaviors. It's an online system that allows us to give positive and negative points based around our four SOAR expectations. And that's how we'll track our 80 and 90% positive. And so I also want to talk about what's going to happen if our students are successful with SOAR. If our students are successful, we really wanted to make this school year an opportunity for kids to just shine at school, and we wanted to make this school year an opportunity for kids to just love school. So we want to reward kids for positive behaviors. So we will be providing some monthly incentives, give or take a few weeks, depending on some holidays and things like that. We'll be providing some incentives for kids to do a monthly school-wide reward to reinforce some expectations for students. And we're really excited about these things. We don't want to give too much away. We're still in the planning phases of these, but we also want to surprise the kids with some great things that we've got going and things coming. And finally, our group got together, and one of the things we want to focus on is building a welcoming and positive environment. We think it's really important that our kids come into school each day with a smile on their face and welcome. Many of our teachers have been doing some very cool things where the students get to choose whether they give a high five, a handshake, a hug, a fist bump. It's completely up to the student, but we want to make sure that our kids feel welcome. We're also going to be focusing on ways to make our hallways feel more welcome and inviting, and some of the things we'll be doing is working to display student work and student achievements. So those are some exciting things that are happening for our school this year, and we're just really excited to have all of you become a part of it. Next I want to talk about tonight's schedule. Tonight's schedule, I gave you some time from 6 to 6:15 to transition to the first classroom. Your teachers will, and they'll play this video welcome, of course. And then from 6:25 until the end of the evening, this will be a time for you to just introduce yourself to the teachers. The teachers introduce themselves to you, and it's a meet and greet. Should you have any questions or concerns about your children throughout the evening and specific academic or social emotional concerns, tonight is not the time for that, and we'd ask you to make an appointment to meet with your teachers at a later date. I also want to point out, as I spoke to earlier, there are going to be a couple of meet and greet sessions with Mr. Davis and myself. These are optional. You don't have to attend them, but we're going to answer some more questions about the SOAR program. We're going to talk about bullying a little bit and what bullying is and what bullying isn't. We're going to talk about our expectations of our kids. And Mr. Davis is going to spend some time talking about what his role is as a learning facilitator and things that you might need or our students might need a learning facilitator for. So those sessions will be at 6:45 to 7 o'clock and then 7:15 to 7:30. Again, those are not mandatory, but we'd love to see you there and to give you some great information. Should you have any questions, please feel free to contact us here at school, and we're looking forward to a great night and a great 2019-2020 school year.